Hi guys, my name is Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain, and welcome back. Today I want to kind of pick up off where we left yesterday with our video on patience, to talk about a very specific part of that. And that is that a lot of people these days have expectations. I've talked about this when we've talked about online dating, and I've talked about this before when we've talked about kind of meeting people and stuff like that. And it's unfortunate because people tend to develop these lists of criteria and they are very expectant, entitled, all these kind of things, and it often doesn't work out the way that they want it to or the way that the person that they have engaged with wants it to. And one of the reasons is that there are a lot of people out there that will try to change people to fit their ideals. And this just isn't healthy. It's not good. It doesn't work. And it only ever leads to upset and disappointment. In which case, I want to talk today to sum it up as a title, because I need those, is I want to talk about why you shouldn't turn people into projects. Yeah? The number of times that I've seen a friend, say, go and find someone that they really like, but then the rose-tinted specs start to dissipate as you would expect them to over time, and then it becomes a case of them realising that this person isn't exactly what they wanted. Not everything. They're close enough, but it's not perfect, and so they want that extra. In which case, then they turn them into a project. And one of the worst groups for this are girls with high levels of kind of self-confidence issues, because it becomes a case of they will accept someone and their bad behaviour time and time again because I'm making him better, because he needs me, I'm saving him. And that kind of thing, we've seen an awful lot in regards to abusive relationships and stuff like that go on for a long time. It happens with men as well, but it's at a significantly lower frequency. At least from my experience and some of the other bits and pieces that I've seen around this topic. But okay, so what is it that's so bad about trying to change someone? If they're not exactly what you want, but close enough, why shouldn't you inform them of that? I mean, you can inform them, you can have a discussion about it, but again, they need to want to change. They need to change of their own accord. You can't do it for them. You can't sit there and go, right, you aren't exactly the way that I would like you to be, so I'm going to dictate how you are going to change. Because as with coaching, as I experience all the time with all kinds of people, if people don't want to change, if people don't want to be coached, if people don't really want the help, they just want the solutions or the results or something, then I can't do my job. So if you are with someone and they like who they are, but you don't, simply put, end it. Move on. Find someone that you're much more happy with. But otherwise, there's that stopgap there. You need to have that moment of summing that up for yourself. Because if you don't, then you're going to go off on your little crusade to make that person what you want them to be. And it's only going to go horribly wrong. I have seen people who have excused things like theft, abuse, just general dickery, being a dick, numerous times, just because they were hopeful and they had such a strong focus on, I can make them change. If they can't even make themselves change, then you've got no hope. There's no two ways around this. So what do you do if you find yourself with someone that you really care about, that you really like, that you really love? Well, what we were talking about yesterday. Learn about them. Accept their flaws and things, and see where you can maybe help turn those things into a more constructive thing for you and them. Just maybe by making a small suggestion about how to look at something or whatever else. But again, they need to accept it as their own idea. They need to accept it as what they want. If someone turned around to me and said, your beard has to go. Then, the discussion of, what do you mean by that? Because if someone said to me, I'm not the biggest fan of a big old bushy beard, then I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. I shave it off every now and again. I'll just shave it off a tad more often because I'm going to do it anyway. A little bit of extra effort on my part for something that I probably do regardless. Fine. But if someone was like, no hair, I'd be like, no, I like my beard. It's been a feature on my face for the longest time. In fact, I think I've had a beard, or at least a decent amount of facial hair, for more of my life than I did without it, in which case I don't intend to change that anytime soon. And so as a result, that kind of physical change is something that you should avoid. And this is, again, something that kind of stands out for, guys that are kind of going, oh, well, you need to slim down, you need to be thicker, you need to change your hair color, all those kind of ridiculous things. If those people, the people who are being set upon by this, by the way, just shouldn't put up with it. Yeah, if someone's trying to change you, if someone's trying to twist you around and all the rest of it, you shouldn't take it. But the biggest problem is, in my experience and what I've seen, it's when the people who are trying to turn other people into a project end up having the whole thing flipped round on them, and they end up worse off. Oh, I'm not letting this person go because I'm fixing them. They're going to be better at the end of this. Oh, they've just stolen all of my money and run off. Probably should have got out there earlier. But then I'm going to go on to the next relationship and do exactly the same thing. Learn from your mistakes. If it hasn't worked once, it's not going to work for anybody else, because no one likes being changed by someone else. They need to want to be changed. They need to want to improve or be different or gain help. Yeah? There's no two ways around it otherwise. It's just the way it is. Yeah, you can't psychically control people. You would need an awful lot of psychotropic drugs and heavy equipment to actually perform kinds of mind control, which most people don't have access to, and you probably wouldn't enjoy that person as much after you had done it. Probably due to the brain damage. But anyway, when it all rolls round, don't turn people into projects. Just don't. Would you like someone making demands of you or trying to change you because you were kind of close enough but not quite? Because if you wouldn't like it, then you shouldn't be doing it to anybody else at all. Like, it's one of these things that doesn't get talked about enough, I don't think. There'll be the odd people going, oh, you shouldn't try to change people, oh, you shouldn't try and do this, that and the other. But it's usually focused in one way or the other. Oh, don't try and change her. She's always beautiful through virtue of being a woman, but she should try and tell him that he needs to gain a six-pack and all that kind of stuff to become conventional. Or he should be trying to get her to do more stuff that he likes, so that it's not all just separate activities all the time. There are ways of doing these things, by the way, of achieving these things. Yeah? But it's not by just trying to enforce rules on people. If you want a partner to improve in fitness or whatever else, then how about the two of you go and do something together? Involve them in something. Yeah? Suggest a fun activity that the two of you can do together that has the byproduct of potentially health improvements, things like that. If you want to engage someone in something that you like more, make a thing out of it. Yeah, look, there's this thing going on, and I would really love it if you came with me. Come spend time with me whilst we do this, and maybe you'll enjoy yourself as well. The number of times that I've come across kind of guys and girls who have been like, I want them to be into this thing, but I tell them that they should be, and then they're not. And it's like, Yeah, because their main focus in the relationship, in the interaction that's leading to this, to you wanting this, is that they want to spend time with you. But you're telling them they need to go away and invest in the thing that you like and then come back and do it with you. Just do it with them. Get them involved. Show them it's fun. Show them that you love it and that you hope that they love it too. Don't just tell them that it's homework requirements. Yeah. All of this stuff, it's toxic, it's dangerous. Don't accept people for who they are. Learn about them. Don't try and make them into something that they just aren't. People, for the most part, are as they appear on the tin. You know, you might find that you're lucky in that there are lots of hidden depths to that person, but those are probably in the very small print on the ingredients on the back of the tin. If it's not on if it's not on the tin, if it's not in the ingredient section and whatever else, the nutritional value section, all those kind of things that I'm turning into an analogy for people's hidden depths, if those aren't there, then they're never going to be. At least not without a lot more significant shifts and changes than you by yourself can actually provide. In which case, accept those people. Don't turn them into projects. And if you're not happy with that person as they are when you get into that relationship, simply put, don't stay there. Anyway, guys, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Down in the comments, are there any more things that you would add to what I've just said? Any things that you maybe want to discuss? Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the video later. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, found it interesting, please drop us a like, share this video, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in the video later. Take care.